Most people don't fail because they lack opportunity. They fail because they're running into beliefs that they never chose in the first place. If you want to change your income, your results, your life, you don't need more motivation. You need to shift your beliefs. This can come in forms from your identity, your standards, your comfort zone, and all these different types of things that limit you from getting to where you actually want to be in life. And the reason that this happens is because we're not supposed to just be at an all-time high motivation level, forever. Because if we stay at an all-time high motivation level forever, and we never come down to base level, to feeling like we're not motivated. And we need that feeling as human beings. And it doesn't come down to motivation. That's why motivation fades. You've been there before. You've been there when things are going all good, you're super motivated, you want to get up, you want to get at it, you want to go to the gym, and then there's days that you don't want to do shit at all. It's because we have to come down back to baseline. You need a belief system, you need a structure that's going to set you apart and set you free, so you're not feeding off motivation. And also, like I said, being comfortable, like staying in that same position, that same spot, because it's comfortable, knowing that you should make a change, right? Knowing that you should go and do something different. If you allow yourself to stay inside that, inside that mindset, that mind frame, you can never shift your, beliefs and what you actually believe in to get to what you want, because you're too comfortable. Everything that you do on a day-to-day basis, you like doing it, you enjoy doing it. That's why you keep. Otherwise, you wouldn't do it if you weren't comfortable with it. So you have to step outside your comfort zone, do things that are not comfortable, because that's when you're going to grow the most. If you let fear hold you back from making the decisions that you want in life, then you know that that fear is going to be the only thing that's stopping you from moving forward and actually getting the results that you want. And if you're going to be that person to let fear stop you, fear, whatever it is, fear of poverty, fear of losing friends, fear of being fat, fear of being whatever it is, like if you let that fear, not having confidence, whatever it is, if you have that fear and you let it affect you, then it's not going to help you get the results that you want. You can't be fearful. Never be afraid. It says in the Bible hundreds of times, never be afraid. These two come hand in hand, and that's going to be responsibility and ownership. You have to be responsible, manage your time well, manage your finances, all things about you, at your aspect in your life. You have to be responsible about it, and then you also have to take ownership. You have to be the one to own up and say, this is why I'm in X position, so this is why I'm going to do the things I have to do to get out of it. So with that being said, I put together a 3-step framework that you can use to help shift your identity into that person that you actually want to become. And really, it's understanding that most limiting beliefs are unconscious, right? You don't wake up each and every day and say, I'm just going to sabotage myself. But you do say things like, now's not the time, I need more information, I'm going to do it tomorrow, I don't need to do it today. You do say things like that, right? And those are the things that causes those limiting beliefs, because you're already, putting that identity into your head, into your brain. So if you're putting that identity into your head, into your brain, that's how you're going to, perceive the day. That's how you're going to go about the day. Feeling like you can't do X, Y, and Z, or feeling like you shouldn't do it. You have to understand that every belief that you have is it's an internal sentence inside that you'd never question yourself about. So your job isn't to fight the belief that, that you're feeling in your head. It's to identify the script that, you keep replaying or that you keep hearing in your brain and flip it. That's all you have to do, because you're already thinking this one way. All you have to do is think another way. And it's easier said than done, but that's literally the magic trick. Because once you rewire your brain like this and you do it enough times, then you're subconsciously just going to be thinking that. Instead of subconsciously thinking negative or subconsciously sabotaging yourself, you're going to subconsciously be thinking positive. And that's where your mindset needs to be. Step number 2 is challenging your certainty. Right? Limiting beliefs can feel like it's a fact, but the truth is it's just an interpretation of how you feel, or maybe somebody around you feels. Right? So you get that feeling upon yourself. But you have to, ask yourself, is this like really true? Is it objectively true? What should I believe about this? Who does this benefit about me believing this? Certainty is what makes beliefs powerful. You have to break that certainty. In step 3, you really have to lean into doing this more often, right? Because you don't break identities. You don't break limiting beliefs. Right? You have to step into that person. You have to step into that version of yourself. Over time, it's going to change. So you don't just delete the beliefs. You have to replace them with other beliefs. You can't say, I can't do this. You're going to be the person who says, I can't do this, and I'm going to find a way how I can make this happen. You're not going to be that person that says, I don't have the resources, I don't have the funds necessary. You're going to figure out how you can get the resources, how you can get the funds necessary, so you can do what you have to do. A new belief means that you have expanded your identity, right? And you have to keep Even though you're replacing these limiting beliefs in your identity, you have to keep reinforcing that behavior. Because if you don't, what happens if you don't is you start leaning back to that old identity of yourself. So reinforcing that behavior, keep doing the same things that got you to that place. That's what you need to continue. So yes, I'm into sales, and that's not all I do. Like, we focus on mindset. Mindset is a big thing because you have to shift your identity in order to be that person that you want to become.